Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. All right, this is going to be a non-political reading. This is just purely gossip. May not be of particularly interest to the audience. Other than, again, this is kind of one of those things I want to flex the reading skills a little bit here. So there is a young singer in her 30s named Taylor Swift. You probably have actually heard of this singer because she has a huge following of young people. And she recently started becoming politically involved or active. And the Republicans fear that she is going to ask her fans to support Joe Biden and get out and vote. And they fear this because she has like 2 million followers in the U.S. Maybe it's more than that. It might be billion. But that would be worldwide followers, not U.S. followers. But she has a huge, huge fan base. And it's enough to make a big difference in elections. So they're trying to basically cancel her in the GOP way of canceling people. The other thing that's complicating is that she's dating a professional football player named Travis Kelce, who is a tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. And she has gone to a number of Kansas City Chiefs games this year. And, you know, all of a sudden, teenage girls are tuning into Kansas City Chiefs games because they want to see Taylor Swift. And I'm sure their boyfriends are happy that maybe they'll watch the football game with them. Type of thing. Well, the Kansas City Chiefs are in the Super Bowl against the San Francisco 49ers. That game will be played on Sunday, tomorrow. It's, now, 10:37 p.m. as I record this. I'm not going to read on who wins the game. I don't want to read on sporting event. I don't want to read on stuff where people would say, David's a really good tarot reader, and he says he thinks the San Francisco 49ers are going to win, so I'm going to take $1,000 and bet on them. And if I'm wrong, I don't want that responsibility. Now, the cynics out there say, well, if you're a really good tarot reader, you should be able to predict sporting events. Yeah, I don't, I predict the energy around things, That's not necessarily the best way to predict a sporting event. But I suppose it could work. But I'm not going to do it, so on you. I don't read on sporting events for my own personal wealth gain. I'm not going to do it for other people too. Don't want that responsibility. Ain't going to happen. But I do want to find out. She's in Tokyo right now, wrapping up a concert, and there's speculation that she's going to try and get on a plane and make it to the Super Bowl over in Las Vegas. So I want to read, is she going to make it to the Super Bowl? And then I'm going to just throw it out there. Is Travis Kelce, her boyfriend, going to propose to her on the football field in front of 60, 70,000 people and 1 million people watching type of thing? It's the ultimate in Jumbotron proposals. So, again, does this really matter to anyone? Probably not. It's just me flexing my card reading skills to see if I can elucidate anything from this. Purely, completely, and utterly for entertainment purposes only. Will Taylor Swift make it back to the Super Bowl to see Travis Kelce? Knight of Wands. She is planning on doing it. She's taking the steps she needs to do, not the least of which is get from her concert to the airport, onto her plane, and on her plane, through customs, on her plane, and on the way. Yeah, she's going to make that journey. She's going to make it happen. Now, if there's delays for weather or stuff like that, there's only so much she can do, but she's going to put the effort in. Now, death is... I don't think she's going to die on this one. This could be Las Vegas or bust. Bringing an end to things. Again, it could very well be that... I think she said she absolutely wants to make it to that game. She's got the plans on it. If she doesn't make it, things might be out of her hands. mechanical failure on the plane would be an example of this. You know, whether, you know, there's challenges that she has to come across here, but she's going to make every effort to make it across to this game. She may look like death warmed over when she gets there, but she's going to get there. And this death is also an ending of things. Now, remember, I was suggesting that, you know, I was going to read on if Travis Kelce is going to propose to her. This could be the death of that relationship being reborn as a couple that are engaged, or maybe it could be that, you know, if she was going to break up with Travis Kelce, maybe people think if she doesn't make it, they're going to break up. Who knows? But underneath it is the moon card. There's mysteries, there's secrets. I think she wants to make it there because maybe she has an inkling or something like that. Or she promised him she was going to do it, and she doesn't know how she's going to deliver on that promise. But it's not going to be straightforward. She might run into some issues as she's coming across here. In the past Knight of Cups, this is them dating, getting to know each other, dating, finding out that they like each other, and her coming to football games, and, you know, being there at his side while he's playing. Current situation is the Ace of Pentacles, the big offering, big change, health, wealth. She's been in relationships before they break up. She writes a song about her ex-boyfriend, and then makes a lot of money off of it. If for some reason the relationship ends, she'll write a song about it and make a bunch of money off of it. But right now, I do think she's looking at the relationship and progressing. Maybe there's some it could also be that right underneath here, there's some concerns about the longevity of this relationship. She might already be having doubts, potentially, and may not know if this is the best decision. That could also be these two cards. Overarching energy is the King of Cups. I think he really wants her there, and he's asked her to be there. And that might be why you've got this card and this card showing up, because it's like she wants to deliver for him because they're in a relationship. She really likes him. He's a good guy, and she wants to be there for him. The lesson to be learned is the Five of Swords. Honestly, I think she's going to make every effort to be there. She wants to be there, and, you know, this, in some ways, this would drive Republican nuts, because it's almost like this is a distraction to the game. You know, it's going to be like there's going to be a Taylor Swift watch. You know, for football games, NASCAR events also, for all you NASCAR fans out there, one of the things that they've started doing, especially on critical games, is during the commercials, they keep a little picture-in-picture of things going on. For NASCAR, they'll still show the cars driving. If it's under yellow flag, they're circling around the track or whatnot. It could be that, you know, while the game is going on, there's like a little banner underneath here with Taylor Swift updates. Taylor Swift, you know, boarded her plane on such and such a date, or time and date in Japan. We got an update that her plane's 3 hours out over the Pacific. You know, you're going to get stuff like that. That is going to drive not football fans that don't like Taylor Swift. It's going to drive them absolutely batty, because it's like this woman is upstaging their game. All about the big feels. It might change the way football's done. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Oh God, yeah. It's like she's the story inside the story. It's kind of like, you know, tracking the Santa's sleigh thing on Christmas Eve. Outcome is the Six of Coins. It's going to be ratings gold. It's going to be ratings gold because there's people will bet on it. It's Vegas. Of course they're going to bet on it. There's going to be odds whether or not Taylor Swift makes it to the game. They will keep this as odds. Maybe they're not allowed to. It could be what the death card is. She's going to make every effort to be there because he wants her there, and she wants to be there because he wants her there. She would not, if this weren't the Super Bowl, she'd be like, dude, I'm in Tokyo. I'll get there when I get there. You're a grown ass man. You can live without me for another day or two. Okay? But I'm telling you, this is going to drive. Oh, this is going to drive. Okay, let's ask. For non-Taylor Swift fans, football fans, Republicans that don't like Biden and don't like the thought that Taylor Swift is doing this, how are they going to be feeling if there's a Taylor Swift cam? If she's in the game, if she's at that skybox, they'll also have the little box there showing her every reaction to play. It's like, if Travis Kelce gets a first down, they're going to pan up to that box and show her clapping and being all happy and jumping up and down. That kind of thing. It's like... Oh, it's just like a woman to ruin a man's football game. Those nasty women ruin all the fun. How are the Republicans going to react to this? The lover's card. Oh, maybe they'll fall in love with her. I don't think that's what it's going to be. The Hanged Man. Willing sacrifice. Oh, they're going to hate her. But what's going to be interesting? This is going to improve Super Bowl ratings because, not that women don't watch Super Bowl. They deal with their husbands in Super Bowl parties and stuff like that. But I think there's going to be a generation of young people watching. It's like almost like new people are coming in to watch. I was asking about Republicans, but if the Republicans want to bash young love, there's going to be a sacrifice for themselves. But it's also kind of like when you love somebody, are you going to make the sacrifices for them? Carry that. No, that relationship is important. Like, they're not answering about the Republicans. They're answering about the message that it's going to come from this. They both have their own money. He's a football player. He does really well for himself. She's a billionaire, I think, from her music. They're both at the top of their field. Current situation is the tower. Things changing suddenly. Things ending suddenly. God, I really hope nothing happens to her and her plane. Bringing things down. I don't know if this is bringing down the norms of this. I just think this could be the Republicans saying she's ruining the game. People are no longer paying attention to the game because they're worried if she's going to make it to the game. Type of thing. Queen of Wands. It's kind of a rise in women power because people are showing more interest in the women than the game. Yeah. I do think she's going to make it. I still wonder if he proposes if she would say yes. It's going to make... I do think the network's going to be watching. They're going to be watching the female audience participation. And the network's going to wonder if they've stumbled onto something. Is this something good? Is this something bad? Now, I know I asked how the Republicans are going to react to it, and I didn't get an answer for that. What I got was an answer for, a young couple and the drama of the girlfriend trying to make it to the boyfriend's football game. And does she make it or not? Okay, so what I want to know is if she makes it to the game, if she makes it onto the field, and I would think this would be something if the Kansas City Chiefs won. Now, if the Kansas City Chiefs don't win, this may not happen. The timing may not be right. But would Travis Kelce propose to her on the football field if his team wins the Super Bowl. How about that? We'll throw it out that way. That way I'm not predicting the winner of the Super Bowl. I'm predicting that if they won the Super Bowl, would he then also propose to Taylor Swift? And we'll leave it here. This reading went longer than I was expecting it to. Come on down. The Hermit. We'll find out. We will find out. I was going to do a 4-quarter, but let's do more. Sneaking in. You know, this could be, yeah, he's trying to be sneaky about it. Somebody could have spilled the beans on it. But, you know, there's an advancement, and he's trying to be sneaky about it. And then we've got this female energy of action. This could be Taylor Swift coming. This could be his mom knowing. This could be somebody accidentally spilling the beans on it. Let's see where it goes with this. Ace of Pentacles in the past. They might have already been talking about about their relationship and advancing the relationship. This could also be laying out the big bucks for some hardware for that right finger, if you know that left finger, if you know what I mean. But again, they both have money too. Current situation, out in the cold. Ugh. Maybe not. I wonder if she'd say no. Let's see. If that's not a great card here. Maybe it could be that he doesn't want... They're outside the church here. Current situation. Their relationship. I wonder if the relationship's in trouble. Fighting with advantage. It could just be that they're two lonely people, and they've found something good together. They've found common things that they get on with. Strength card. This could be the strength for yes, strength for no. Outcome is the 9 of Wands. Kind of. I think there's a couple things going to mind. I'm sorry for the long pauses, but again, okay, it could be that he's planning on doing it and he's been sneaky about it. He's procured the hardware, but she doesn't make it to the game on time, or things may not work out. She's trying like hell to get there, but you know, if their relationship is strong, the relationship is strong. And I think what it is he has to wait for another time. She doesn't make it. Or like they don't win and now the timing is like they lose and the timing's not right. That would be one translation of that. The second would be, and this is the one that causes me pause, the 7 of Swords for me is a card of fooling around. Infidelity. Swinging, you know, consenting adults doing consenting adult things. But when I've done relationship readings before, this is usually somebody maybe stepping out. So it could be somebody finds out that somebody has not been fully faithful in the relationship. And in the past, it was the Ace of Pentacles. You know, things were going strong. But now that this information's been found out, it undermines the relationship. You know, we could have made it to the chapel as husband and wife, but, you know, now that the relationship goes flying backwards. The overarching energy, this could be, you know, do we struggle through this? Do we forgive each other? Do we show the strength to reconcile? But the problem is, if there is infidelity, what ends up happening is you're always worried that when that person's out and about, are they doing the same thing they did when you weren't around before? You know, again, she's a mega star, a mega pop star, and she travels the world. And he's a football player. He's got his own world. And while they both have downtime, when it's football season, he's going to be busy being a football player, and she's got stuff that she's going on. I'm not saying either one of them did this, or neither one of them did this. But it seems like somebody finds out that the other person on the low end of it, and the reason why some of this stuff is kind of what I think is going to happen, which is why it's that death card on the plane flight. It could be that somebody finds out that the other person's not been fully faithful. Man, this is not where I wanted to go. I was going to have some fun with him proposing and her saying yes. I mean, he could propose and she could say yes, but maybe something... well, let's ask. Will they get engaged? Simple little four-carder. Will they actually become engaged as a couple? Simple yes or no. Y'all get your pendulums out there and wave them around. Will they become engaged? Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. Ace of Swords. I would take that as a yes. Why? Or at least there's some strong reaction. King of Wands. I think he's the one who's going to propose. Underneath that, offers that you don't like, dissatisfaction. That's not the best card underneath there. This could be dating. Maybe they're both tired of dating. Oh, there's a marriage card. And a burden. Okay, are they going to get engaged? He's going to ask, but it's kind of a difficult choice. Because they both are very busy people. And I think the reason why I say he's going to ask is here's the King of Wands here. I think he's going to ask. He's going to get on bended knee and ask. Here's the deal, though. They have to decide what sacrifices they're willing to make in order for this to happen. So I think he asks her, and then she needs time to decide. Because, do I want to be married or not? He wants to get married. I think he wants to get married. And she's been in relationships that haven't worked out. A couple of relationships have worked out. Here's a new opportunity for a relationship. But things aren't, again, they're both wealthy and successful, but in some ways that works against them. Will they? That could be a yes. It doesn't mean that they get married. It may not work out. It would be difficult. It's going to be difficult. I think maybe for me, that's kind of a tentative yes. I think they would get engaged. But it may not pan out because even if they were get engaged or even if they get married, it's going to be a difficult relationship. It's one of those things where it's like it might be too soon. This would be one of the things like Travis Kelce's brother, I believe, just retired. I think he was a lineman or something like that for the Eagles. If Travis Kelce were retiring and, had the time to travel with Taylor Swift when she's doing her thing, then, if he's working or his job gives him the flexibility to travel the world with her, then, yeah, I think they can make it work. While he's playing football and she's being a rock star, I think it's going to be hard for them to make it work because I think that Five of Coins could be, they're finding that they're not together, that they're lonely, they're not together at the same time because one person is around the world and one's in the U.S., the other one's in Japan. There's a Dire Straits song off the Brothers in Arm album called So Far Away From Me. You've been in the sun and I've been in the rain and you're so far away from me. It would be something like that. That long distance relationship just may not work for their lifestyles. And then that could lead to infidelity because the opportunity happens and that person's there and the person that they love is not. And then they show a moment of weakness and there you go. All right, we'll leave it at that. Thank you, everyone, for watching this, putting up with this reading. It wasn't quite as definitive as I was hoping it would be, but we'll see what happens. Thank you for supporting my channel. I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.